So you think General Buhari actually defeated President Jonathan?
Oh, yeah, go and ask INEC if you have a contrary opinion.
No, but you're a member of the PDP, and a lot of people had come out to say, look, what happened in the North?
It's not a party matter. The important thing is that the result is announced, the result is accepted. Any other thing you want to, don't partisan it. We believe that INEC had done their job well, and the result is accepted, it's announced and accepted.
So if you were to grade INEC now, how would you grade INEC for the performance of 2015 general election?
INEC had
done
well.
The presidential election.
INEC had done well, but I have told you that it's not a question that you will expect me to answer the way you want it, because there are people at various levels that have different opinion.
What do you make of the phone call President Jonathan made through to General Buhari, even when the result has not yet been finally announced?
The fact that outsiders had a prediction, but the Nigerian spirit had prevailed, I think that should be our praise. And that is why everybody is in love with Nigeria, because the expectations were dashed. Many thought that Nigeria actually would go into flames. How did I feel when President Jonathan behaved the way he did? Did I think he behaved well or he did not? And I said, that's President Jonathan. I would have been surprised if he had behaved differently, because that wouldn't have been him. Is it in nature to be peaceful? Is it in nature to be patriotic? Is it in nature to commit to Nigeria? And he said it, that no ambition of his is worth the drop of any Nigerian blood. And he also said that if any person should exercise more than 40% of his powers, he would have become a nuisance. So, judging from these basic two principles, I expected him to do what he did it. And I think that should be the real issue. And so, what I will answer in this circumstance is that he was himself. He did what for instance, if I had not been around and I was told he did this, I wouldn't be surprised, because that is him. It's in him, and this is his way of life. So I believe that going forward, our leaders will learn from that and behave that way.
How do you think this government is now? How strong economically is the government you're leaving behind?
The economy was rebased recently. And coming out of that exercise, Nigeria emerged as the biggest and the strongest economy in Africa.
Do you think the nation is broke now?
I wouldn't know, I'm not Minister of Finance.
Some people are saying that, because your capacity, you administered a lot of things, which of course the economic part of it would have affected your role. But you should be able to tell us,
because there are questions you don't ask. You cannot say the country is broke when there is no factor so to think about that. There is no reason to think about Nigeria being broke. Is it because we are not paying salaries, or is it because the oil price dipped down, or why? So why the question? No,
because the question comes because some people are saying that the administration might be leaving about $18,000 debt profile.
And when you have the facts, you can talk about that. It's not just that people said. We will hand over with all the facts and figures. So why not wait and see what we will hand over, then you take it from there.
All right. Let's move forward to talk about the issue of the transition. You are head of the transition committee. Tell us what is happening right now and how far you've gone. We're just a few days to the ceremony.
From our own perspective, our major responsibility is to collate and put together the handover briefs, which the president will hand over to the incoming president. And that is scheduled to take place on the 28th of this month, before the swearing in on 29th. Then on the side of the inauguration committee is actually charged with the responsibility of planning the inauguration ceremony. The inauguration ceremony, we had addressed the press to say we have a one-week program of activity. And of course, on Friday, the Jumat service held. On Sunday, the church service we hold. Then on 28th, the inaugural dinner we hold, the handover brief ceremony we hold. On the 29th, the swearing in will take place. And on the inauguration side, there is a joint committee composed of people from both the incoming administration and the present administration, and everything is smooth. We are working well, and no friction, no misunderstanding, and we're moving on.
Or what will make this handover different from the several handovers that we've seen in the past?
Well, I think what will be most unique about this handover is that across the globe, everybody wants to be part of it. And necessarily, like you said before, the expectation of many were that Nigeria was heading for trouble. And unfortunately for all of us, Nigeria actually is getting stronger. And so many people are warming up to identify with Nigeria at this auspicious moment. And it's amazing, really, because the responses across the globe has been quite enormous. So it's going to be a situation whereby we will have unprecedented attendance at the swearing-in ceremony. So it's going to be quite glorious. It's going to be quite momentous.
You're talking about attendance. Tell us the caliber of people and supposed guests that we could be having. How high profile are some of the guests we're expecting?
At the last count, about 50 countries had indicated interest to be part of the swearing-in ceremony, and at very high levels. And as at the last count, about 26 heads of government had indicated interest to participate personally. And we hope that by next week we'll have more confirmations. The number likely must increase.
Senator Pius Ayim, Pius there, former Senate President and the Chairman of the Transition Committee, and also the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, talking to us about a wide range of issues that is pertaining to how the present government will hand over to the Buhari administration. Don't forget also that we have Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who is standing by in our Abuja studio. We will be bringing on to this conversation right now. But still ahead on the program from the Senate, former Senate President and Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
Goodluck fought corruption. Buhari fought corruption during his first outing. General Mohammed fought corruption.
Fighting corruption takes center stage in our next conversation with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. That's ahead. Join us again.